Slow offensive start here in half number 2 on both sides. It's a 14-point lead for Minot State. Beavers haven't scored in the last 3 minutes, Zach, but UMary unable to take advantage of that. One of their last 6 from the field.
Yep, both defenses tightening up a little bit here. I'm curious to see what some of the offensive wrinkles are out there, because both teams are really struggling to score right now. It's hard to believe that as that is.
Now you look up, it's early in the second half, and Minot State already has 52 on the board. You're thinking it can't be that hard to score the basketball. A team that scores more than 95 per game, 9th best mark in the nation. Huntsberry shovels it off underneath to Doherty. Spinning on Dwyer, and that's the first 2 points of the season for Liam Doherty.
And the first 2 points of his career, a nice little under control spin to his right shoulder and finish with the left hook. You gotta like what you see out of the freshman.
I think it was just 4 minutes ago you were saying UMary is still trying to figure out their rotation. It's a guy in Doherty who hasn't played much this season, and he's out there making an impact.
And I can't tell you how hard that is. Not only has he not played in this game.
There's a steal. Newbern almost dunked it over the top of Amundsen, but he's headed to the free throw line.
Not just a tough spot there for Amundsen, just getting tied up in the backcourt. You got to think that guard has to come back and rescue him.
Just had it ripped away by the 6th-year senior Max Cody. Whew, Melvin Newbern wanted to put somebody on a poster.
Probably a good decision by Kate Amundsen to take a hard one there. But we see the lead back down to 12.
And now 13 after the Newbern free throw. Senior with his 3rd different school, started his career at the JUCO level with NDSCS, where he was the conference MVP, averaged 19 points, 10 rebounds per game. Was an honorable mention all-conference selection last year in his first year with Minot State, and he's averaging a double-double through the first 5 games this year.
And he's a big part of what Minot State does. Obviously a guy with that length and athleticism, he can guard pretty much 1 through 4. Can score from outside and inside. You just love a guy like that because he can play in any game.
6'5", but averages 11 rebounds per game. He rebounds at such a high rate for his size.
And that tells you everything that you need to know about his disposition and approach to the game.
And with him off the floor, Huntsberry wants to go right into the middle, but it just rolls out. 14-point Minot State lead. It's been double digits really almost the entire way. Cody spinning, fading away, left it short. Huntsberry cut off on the baseline. Amundsen spins into the double team, had the ball whisked away, and it was last off of him.
That's the right idea for Kate Amundsen, but the problem is the help side defense was right there. He spun right into that double team, played right into the defense's hands. 16
turnovers now for UMary in this game,
which is something they've been pretty decent at so far this year. They've been averaging 3 less turnovers per game compared to their opponents. They've been out rebounding their opponents. They've been averaging less turnovers, but their opponents have been shooting around 50% against them. Just really an odd stat combination there. It's curious to see what would sort of take hold tonight.
Cave with the double pump and got it to roll in. Yeah, they only averaged 12 turnovers per game, but already 16, and we still have almost 13 minutes to play. The lead swells back up to 16 here for Minot State. Mattern gets into the mid-range over the top of the 6'11" Dwyer. He was off the mark, but the offensive rebound and cleanup goes for the junior Jacob Jackson.
And I really like that action, right? I mean, there's a lot of movement there, and that screener that came up and set the pick for Mattern pulled the defender up. There was no help side rebounding. That's what allowed the offensive rebound.
Well, you've been saying that a couple times tonight. You want to see more movement from UMary's offense.
Well, it just makes it harder to rebound. It just creates more opportunities for the defense to break down. Even if it's just dummy action, you need movement. A set defense is never going to break that.
Cody turns it over. He wanted Dwyer on the pick and roll. And a reach-in foul might have just saved a fast break chance for UMary. Jack Nelson had made the comment earlier this week. He said we could probably learn something from the way Minot State runs their offense. He said they're always moving. They really can confuse you. And at points this season, the offense has been stagnant on his side.
And the thing about Minot's offense is they are so consistent. Whether they're making shots or missing shots or playing good defense or not playing good defense, they stick with what they do. And that's why they're successful over the long haul. And that's something that University of Mary could learn from, like Coach Nelson's saying.
Trayton Mattern heads to the free throw line.
Because that's usually the #1 problem with any new team, right? A new group of guys is inconsistency. I mean, there's no question the University of Mary is going to show flashes of brilliance this year, but there's probably going to be some peaks and valleys, as there is with any new team, especially in the early part of the conference schedule here.
Yeah, 6 newcomers, a new head coach, a new system, a lot to still figure out, and they're only 3 games in. Trayton Mattern, his sister won another volleyball state championship here in North Dakota. Century just won the state title for the 6th time in the last 7 seasons, just 3 days ago on Saturday.
It's just unbelievable.
Isn't it?
Volleyball, basketball, I mean.
Hey, there's Dad in the stands too, taking in the game.
He has a pretty good squad. We'll hear from his squad in March.
Yeah, his dad, Darren Mattern, the head coach of the Century boys basketball team. Newbern takes some contact, can't finish, got the offensive rebound, and another chance here for the Beavers, and a foul against Jacob Jackson.
And that's kind of a new call this year, where you have to give the offensive player a little room to operate. This wasn't always a foul, but it is now. And I understand like Jacob Jackson just kind of wants to continue to walk his guy to the baseline, make sure to take away his air. But that's a foul this year.
Well, that's tough, isn't it? Because you give him too much space, he's right underneath the basket. You can make an easy 2.
Oh, I mean, you have him pinned against the baseline, and you're just looking for a turnover. But
Dunphy wanted a whistle, didn't get it. Now Jackson has a chance to run with numbers for the Marauders. Sipes has 3 threes already. Give him number 4. How's that for a spark off the bench?
Well, credit Jackson for pushing the ball, and Sipes for getting his feet set. He didn't think twice. He knew he was shooting that when the ball was halfway to him.
This is a 9-point game, Zach.
Hey, they're hanging around. They're battling. They have gotten a couple stops. They're sticking with it, and it's amazing how those stops just translate to early buckets going down the other side. That's why those stops and scores are so tied together.
Man, Jackson Gunville does not miss. That's a deep 2, but he's got 13 off the bench tonight. Tollefson got behind everybody, and the defense wasn't there.
Just a little miscommunication from Minot State there. Cody Dwyer getting lost in transition a little bit, losing his man, and another 2 points in transition for University of Mary. The half-court defense has been very good for Minot, but Mary's trying to find some opportunities in transition. But you can only get out in transition if you get a stop. That's the key to the whole thing.
They've been doing better of that as of late. 5 to shoot for Newbern. Takes a contested 15-footer off the heel of the rim.
And a big key why Mary's been able to get some stops. No Cody Dwyer out there. No Max Cody. Running that offense, getting them organized.
Max Cody is set to check in at the next dead ball. Hunsberry gets it to swirl in. He's got a team best 16.
Big run for Minot here, for Mary rather. Lead down to 7. Things tightening up a little bit. Let's see how Minot responds.
As many as 17 in this second half. It's just 7 right now after a big UMary run. They need this next media timeout, this next dead ball desperately. Gunville has 6 to shoot. Kick out, Bull from the corner. Short on the 3, rebounded Mattern. It looked like Minot State might have a chance to run away with this game, and it's a completely different ball game now.
Yeah, that lead got up to 14. It kind of got into the danger zone, but Mary stuck with it and was able to just sort of whittle it back down.
Jackson absorbed a lot of contact, no whistle. Newbern downhill, he throws it home.
Well, we've seen that a couple times where University of Mary sometimes has a hard time getting organized on defense. Trouble matched up in there. The heads were turned a little bit. We got some tired players on the floor right now for both teams. Let's see if that mental toughness kicks in. Got to be able to play when you're tired.
That media timeout's about 90 seconds overdue now. Tollefson lobs it over the top of the defense into Jackson, and he's got a chance for 3.
What a great job realizing the angle was from the baseline. Pass from the top to the baseline, right down the chute. Great job by Jackson sealing off his defender and finishing through a whole lot of contact.
Whistle goes against Jackson Gunville. And Jacob Jackson, the junior from Sacramento, is slow to get up, but his team was down 17 not too long ago. They've cut that down to 7 here halfway through the second half.